So we're here in the Emergency Operations Center with Jerry Mallet, Emergency Manager, and we just want to touch on a couple things that have happened today, what the activity was, because we've had this entire building swarming with county workers preparing and getting ready for this week, the end of this week. So Jerry, tell us, what's the forecast looking like?
Well, we're still in the cone, or the error cone, and some different names people have it, but we are in the cone for an approaching hurricane. We are planning that we will be affected by that hurricane, so we have to make sure that we're ready.
And we want to make sure that our citizens are ready as well.
Absolutely. We get a lot of information out there on how they can prepare their homes, have a place to go if you're ordered to evacuate, and just make sure that you're ready. If you're going to stay in your home, have that 3 or 4 days worth of water and food that you can survive with.
And I also understand today that the board announced that some of the county buildings are going to be closed and some of the offices. And it's not so much that the workers aren't going to be there, it's just that they're going to be very busy preparing, many of them. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, the regular business of the county, at both the county, state, and the courts, will be closed to the public tomorrow, but that doesn't mean that county workers and everybody else has stopped working. It means we're applying ourselves now to preparing ourselves for this storm.
And we have had communications with Charlotte County Public Schools as well, and they've informed us that they are closing?
Doing the same thing. They'll be closed on Thursday and Friday.
Absolutely. So that leads us into, although we might use, and we do have plans to open some shelters eventually, and those schools are used as shelters. So can you talk about shelters? What triggers the opening of a shelter? And I know some of the questions we have gotten is, why haven't we opened them yet? And there's a really good reason why we haven't.
Well, the storm is still a long way away, for one reason. We don't expect to see effects from this storm to maybe Saturday night, maybe Sunday morning. We have to refine that a little bit with the National Hurricane Center and the Weather Office. So we will open shelters in time enough for people to get there. We also have to check on how much storm surge is expected from this storm, because we're a very low county, and often we cannot open all the shelters we want to. So we have to get that information first, then we'll make those decisions, and we'll make sure to get the information out.
And of course that decision decides on where those shelters are going to be, and that is the reason why we haven't released any locations of shelters as well.
That's correct. We have to check their elevations, make sure that people won't be in danger if we put them there.
Fantastic. And if I'm going to come to a shelter as one of our citizens, what do I need to remember? What do I need to bring with me?
Well, you need to remember that the shelters are there to make sure that you survive the storm. We don't supply a lot, so if you need to bring your own things with you, your water, your food, extra clothing if you think you need it, bring a game or a book for something to do. Expect maybe to lose power, maybe lose air conditioning, but we're putting you in there so that you can survive the storm. If you live in a manufactured home or a mobile home or in a low-lying area and need to go to a shelter, that's what they're there for, to keep you alive.
Absolutely. And two, we want to remind all of our citizens, and even for people out of town who have family living in this area, there's a lot of information that can be obtained on our website, which is?
There certainly is. If you go to charlottecountyfl.gov or to our Facebook page, which is Charlotte County Emergency Management, we are posting stuff on there, many things per hour, and we're updating that constantly. So anything you need to know going to those two sources, you should be able to find it there.
And one last thing, we do have an emergency operations call center, and that number is?
211.
211, and we're also using 941-833-4000. We have our CERT volunteers taking questions and directing people to get the information they need.
Yes, so we make sure they have all the latest information. We get it right to them, and they'll give out the information as they get it, the best we know. And that's all we can do, is provide the best information we have.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jerry, for taking time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.